Architecture isn't just about buildings anymore, it's about bold statements in the landscape, culture, and even politics. And this is the part most people miss. Each of the projects below quietly challenges how we think about space, community, and identity. Atelier deshaus has completed the Laoyuting Pavilion in the Chinese Wetlands, crowning it with a fragmented, modular roof that feels almost like a floating canopy broken into rhythmic pieces. The roof is composed of overlapping structural modules, creating shifting layers and patterns that change depending on where you stand and how the light moves throughout the day. This overlapping system produces areas of greater and lesser density, so some parts feel airy and open while others become more intimate and sheltered, inviting visitors to slow down and notice subtle details. Beneath this sculptural roof, vertical elements rise at varying intervals, building a forest-like atmosphere that echoes the surrounding wetland vegetation. Instead of a single, uniform grid, these vertical supports cluster and thin out, forming a dynamic interior landscape that feels both designed and organic. Two gentle paths lead from the pavilion's interior into deeper parts of the park, gradually drawing visitors away from the built structure and back into nature, blurring the line between architecture and landscape. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this kind of refined, minimalist work truly accessible to everyday visitors, or does it primarily speak to a niche audience of designers and architects? The wider architecture world is also gearing up for a major cultural moment. Wang Shu and Lu Wenyu, founders of Amateur Architecture Studio, have been selected to curate the 20th International Architecture Exhibition at the Venice Architecture Biennale, opening on May 8, 2027. Their practice is known for weaving together traditional Chinese construction techniques with contemporary design, so their curatorial approach will likely spark debate about what progressive architecture really means today. Some may see their appointment as a powerful recognition of non-Western narratives in a global forum, while others might question whether biennales themselves still have real impact outside the professional bubble. In Bali, architect Alexis Dornay has designed a ring-shaped residence that wraps neatly around a lush inner courtyard, almost like a piece of jewelry placed gently on the terrain. The building's funnel-like roof channels light and air inward, creating a shaded perimeter walkway that encourages continuous movement around the house while maintaining a calm, introverted core. This ring configuration gives residents a sense of privacy from the outside world while keeping them visually and spatially connected to greenery at all times, raising an interesting question. Does this kind of enclosed oasis enrich everyday life, or does it risk turning homes into secluded islands for the privileged? The project connects to several ongoing themes in contemporary design, including residential architecture and interiors that prioritize strong indoor-outdoor relationships, timber and wood construction that emphasizes warmth and tactility, and rooftop design strategies that transform roofs into active spatial features rather than simple caps. These interests tie into broader architectural conversations in Indonesia, where climate, landscape, and tourism often intersect in ambitious residential projects. And this is the part most people miss. The way these houses are designed can shape not only how residents live, but how local environments and communities evolve around them. In New York, a major institutional milestone has arrived with the opening of the new Studio Museum in Harlem, designed by David Adjaye in collaboration with other key contributors. During the preview, Board Chair Raymond J. McGuire emphasized that the building itself carries a clear message: Harlem matters, Black art matters, and Black institutions matter, turning the architecture into a visible declaration of cultural value. The museum is positioned as a new home for Black art and culture, strengthening Harlem's identity as a global center for creativity while also prompting reflection on how cultural institutions can support, represent, or even redefine their surrounding neighborhoods. Over in Hangzhou, Snøhetta has won an international competition to design the Qiantang Bay Art Museum on the city's riverfront, shaping the building to echo the shifting tides of the nearby water. The proposed architecture appears to be sculpted in response to the river's movement, suggesting a dynamic, flowing form that changes in perception as visitors move around it. By mimicking the rhythm of the tides, the museum aims to anchor contemporary art within the larger natural and urban context of Hangzhou, but it also raises a bigger issue. Are such large, iconic museums catalysts for public engagement, or do they sometimes become isolated monuments serving mainly tourists and elites? Now is your turn. Which of these projects resonates with you the most, and why? Do you believe architecture should first serve everyday users quietly, or make loud cultural and political statements in the skyline? And here's the real debate starter. Are these kinds of highly curated, visually striking designs pushing architecture forward for everyone, or mainly reinforcing a conversation within a small, global design circle? Share your strongest takes, agreement, disagreement, or something in between, in the comments.